Hey, what up friends? Kenji back for some more drafting on Magic Online. We got some Dominaria United finally here. I guess finally I should say, but set hasn't even released on paper yet as of this recording. Anyways, we'll jump right in. This is a pretty fun format where you can do a lot of nasty stuff. Domain being my favorite thing to do in this format, but we'll see what we got here. Open Narada's Firebrand. Nice little aggro card. I think red-white aggro decks, Boros, that is to say, are the main aggressive strategy in the format, although red-blue is also pretty good. I actually haven't tried out this rare yet. I've already done maybe 10 drafts or so on Arena since it came out a little bit earlier. But yeah, we'll try this out. There's a Defender deck for sure. As you can see, these Defender Matters cards. Kicker is back, if you haven't realized that already. Bunch of different kicker cards available. And then domain cards are back as well. So this is shaping up to be what looks like a good format, but we will have to see, after a couple days if it's still everything we want it to be. Sagas are back as well, and these ones have something called Read Ahead, where, oh my god, the text is so small there. But anyways, what it is instead of immediately starting on the first chapter and following that in order, you can start at any chapter and then just get any chapter that follows it. So you can play this, start on chapter 2 if you want to, and then get chapter 3 the next turn. You won't get chapter 1, but you can choose what mode you want it on and go from there. We got past a Phyrexian Missionary. Very, very good 2-drop. There are a ton of amazing uncommon 2-drops in the format. This one has lifelink. It's a 2/3 for 2, and then if you pay the kicker, you can return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. Also have a Tori Davenant. This is a 4-mana 3/3 Vigilance Trample. Whenever it attacks, pumps up your team and can do some other stuff with them. I'm going to try taking this. I have not done a red-white aggro deck in this format. I've been doing a lot of the domain nonsense, so I think I want to try an aggro deck here. So let's take the Tori and kind of just move right in. And yeah, we have a fantastic 2-drop. One of the best 2-drops in the format. Look at this card. It's a 2/2 first strike for 2, which is already okay enough, right? But then it also has a pump ability, and this one pumps its power in addition to its toughness. So this is a very hard to block 2-drop in the format. It can end up doing just a ton of damage. What else do we have here? There's an ability called Enlist that we don't see yet, so I want to showcase that when it comes around. But yeah. We're going to take the Knight of Dawn's Light. Other good cards for us. Yeah, not too much. Maybe like a combat trick. But yeah, this 2/2 for 2 is simply amazing. Into our pack number 4. Well, the red and white has kind of dried up. There is a Hammerhand, though. Another good aggressive card. I want to mention something about the lands here as well. So not only do we have a few of the reprints like Shivan Reef and whatnot, Yavimaya Coast, you also have a bunch of these dual lands that have both, or rather 2 land types, 2 basic land types that always enter tapped. So for the domain cards, you can really, really get some nice domain going on, and pretty easily in any given deck. 2 good uncommons here. We have a 7/7 Trample that gains 5 for 7. 2/1 flyer with a good kicker ability. There's a Phyrexian Rager here. Like I said, I haven't done an aggro deck. I'm just going to cut off the red here and take the Hammerhand. See if we can keep getting some good red and white cards. Okay, here we go. There's one of these Enlist cards I was talking about. So Enlist is an ability where when you're attacking with a creature that has Enlist, you can tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning Sickness and add its power to that Enlist card. So it makes it a lot easier to push damage in instead of having like some weird board stall position. Another Phyrexian Rager is good here. There's a 1/1 haste that has pumpable, and then if it's green, it gets bigger. That's a good one. Yeah, we'll take the Enlist creature though. Keep passing all the good black for now. I don't know if that's a great idea, but that's what I'm doing. Runic Shot, nice kicker removal spell there. Destroy target tapped creature, and then if it was kicked, scry 2. It is sorcery. 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker is okay. Also just have like a Griffin Protector if we want a decent flyer. Go ahead and do that. Take the flyer. Another Coalition War Brute. Do we want that here? Not really. It's too bad this dual land doesn't really do much for us. What is this combat trick? Target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn, scry 1. That doesn't seem that great, but it's probably worth taking. Enthrall to the Pit. So it's a 4-mana active treason effect. And then if you kicked it, you sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the end step. So not too bad, especially if you have some easy ways to splash black. I'm just going to take the Crystal Grotto here. Another one of those land fixers. This one's surprisingly good. Like, it enters untapped for 1. It scries 2, so... Like, I'm not going to run it if I'm just straight up 2-color, but if we do end up with a couple of splash cards, it'll be worth it. Juniper Order Root Weaver, very, very good. Just a 2-mana 2/2 baseline, and if you can pay the kicker of green, it can be a 3/3, or you can put the 1/1 counter on something else. That's great. This is not so good in an aggro deck. Again, another card that can deal with a tapped creature, but if I'm trying to beat down, we don't actually want that. There's a world where I end up splashing black, I guess, so I'll take the Warhorse here. Okay, 3-mana flyers, not bad. Could also take the Joint Forces, decent combat trick. I kind of want to take the Joint Forces because it's uncommon, but there are other better pumps, so I'm fine just taking that one. Alright, last few picks don't matter here. So there are a bunch of good cheap tricks in this format, like Shore Up. 1 mana gives a creature hexproof, great way to protect a creature. And then there are a couple of like white and black ways to give a creature indestructible. So you do have to pay attention, because it's very easy to get wrecked by just a 1 or 2 mana trick if your opponent has access to them. Alright, so let's read this Rada's Firebrand. I didn't even actually go over it. It's a 2-mana 3/1, and whenever it attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than it can't block this turn, so that's pretty good. And then Domain ability, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This ability costs 1 less for each basic land type, and you can activate it only once each turn. So 2-mana 3/1 that makes a creature unable to block, and it's pumpable. Can't really go wrong there. Which means if we do start seeing some like red-green duels or something, then, you know, we have some extra value from that. As we move into pack number 2, opened one of those lands I was talking about, the Yavimaya Coast. Best cards here, probably the Frostfist Strider, 5-mana 4/4 ward 2 that locks a creature down for a turn. There are these things now called stun counters that just lock a creature down for X number of turns, where X is the number of stun counters on them. But for us, we're going to take the nicer little reprint of Lightning Strike. 2 mana, 3 damage, any target. Can't really beat that. I do want to note a couple of big fatties here that I like in this format. So if you're playing the big Domain deck, and you've taken a lot of these like Haunted Mire type cards, you can play Yavimaya Sojourner as early as turn 3. And I mean, 5 mana for a 4/6 is not a bad deal. Anything less than that is just good. Similarly, Tolarian Terror is another fat card that is reduced by having a certain requirement met. And there's, I think, 1 in each color. Or at least there's a blue one and like a black one and a red one. And those are all pretty nice. Pick number 2 out of second pack. Got a couple of blue cards. We have a Dragon Whelp. You'll remember that from, I guess it's Alpha? Yeah, this is from the OG format, or the OG set, isn't it? Dragon Whelp, good one. Also have an Argivian Cavalier. Here's one of those enlist creatures again. This one's really nice. 3-mana 2/2 that makes a 1/1, so it's a 3-drop that actually can attack really well into other creatures. I think I kind of like just taking that here over the Whelp. And another Knight of Lights, or Dawn's Light. That is fantastic. Yeah. This card's crazy for a 2-drop. So hard to block in the early game. 2/2 Rummager is not crazy bad, but that's just an easy night for me. Okay, what do we have here? We have a Keldon Strike Team. That's pretty good for a red-white deck. It's a 3-mana 3/1, so not very exciting there. But if you pay the kicker, you make 2 1/1s and creatures you control have haste. Interesting. Oh wait, actually, as long as this entered the battlefield this turn, creatures you control. Oh, you know what? I didn't read that carefully. I assumed just giving or kickering it gave things haste, but no, you can like cast a 3-drop and then cast this and give that other 3-drop in addition to its health haste. Interesting. Vanguard's not bad. Making 3 soldiers is surprisingly good with a couple of the cards in the format. I'll point them out if I see them. Haven't seen any of them yet, though, as we get past an Ivy. This looks like just the easiest red-white dual land here for us. Nice, good pickup. I mean, I think this is going well. Like I said, I haven't drafted the aggro deck in the format yet, or rather red-white in this format yet. I'm normally taking all of the dual lands that I find and just drafting all the domain cards, but this looks like it could be good. Moving on to the next pack. What do we have? Another 2/1 flyer here. That's just okay. We have Shalai's Acolyte. So baseline 3/4 flyer for 5. Not a bad rate. And then if you can kick it, it enters as a 5/6 for 7. What else? Destroy Evil. I guess that's probably my pickup. We haven't seen many, but there are a lot of enchantment removal spells in this format. A lot of like O-ring type effects. So this is good versus that. Also, it just kills a fat creature. I think that's definitely the choice here over the flyer. Another Griffin Protector. Oh, Zaro Janin's really good too. That might be worth splashing for. I mean, we already have a little bit of a reason to have green anyways, and that makes the Firebrand cheaper as well. I'm not sure what a Frostfist Strider is doing this late. Maybe blue was super open, but oh well. We'll just take the Tsar and see if we can get some green fixing for it. Very nice. Another Cavalier. Oh yeah. I mean, if we start playing green, then the Branch Rider is also something that gets a lot more appealing, but we'll take the 3-drop here. I'll take the Blast. I guess we'll play it against like another sideboard, or rather another aggressive deck in the sideboard. Enthrall of the to the Pit. Probably not, but maybe. And some last few cards here that don't look like they're going to matter. Don't think I need a second Orb Root. So green-red or green-white duels would be nice. If I don't pick any of those up, might not run the Tsar. I guess we can run the Crystal Grotto, but that doesn't give us the domain. Just gives us some access to random green cards. Although that might be correct. We'll see. I mean, again, there's one more full pack to go, so I don't think we should be concerned in the slightest. We have a pretty good baseline here. The one card I'm surprised I haven't seen, or maybe I've glossed over it if I did, is the mass pump effect I was talking about. It's 4 mana, gives your creatures +2/+1, and then I think it has a kicker of red that gives your creatures trample as well. So less for the trample and more for the mass pump, especially in a deck like this. All right, pack 3, show me the goodies. Oh man, the Cruelty of Gix. One of the strongest rares, or at least that I've seen in the format. This one's crazy. You might not be able to read it, but 5 mana for a Read Ahead Saga, so remember you can choose whatever mode you want. Mode 1 is target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a creature, planeswalker, they discard it. Chapter 2 is search your library for a card, put it into your hand, you shuffle, gain or lose 3 life, such as Grim Tutor. And then chapter 3, put a creature from a graveyard, any graveyard, onto the battlefield under your control. Extremely good card. Very gross here. What do we have? We have an Electrostatic Infantry we could take. Branch Rider, and I guess Faith Bonder. I don't know if I have enough instants and sorceries to make the infantry all that good. We're like 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The thing is, there's nothing really else in the pack for us. I guess I could take Fire Nado. But that seems worse maybe than just... no. I guess we will take Fire NATO since we just don't have any instances sorceries for that thing. Pretty weak first pick. Chaotic Transformation. That's a fun one, but not a good one. This is a very big Chaos Warp. Chaos Warp for an artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker, and land. Up to, so you can do any combination. I guess we'll just take the 2/3 Menace here. The Flowstone creature, it's pumpable as well. I don't think this flyer is any good. I mean, it does have Enlist, but 4 mana 2/2 flyer. You know what? I'll try it out. This is the beginning of the format. This doesn't look good to me, but maybe it plays out a lot better than it is. Another Protector, Fire NATO, and there's that Infantry again. Yeah, we just don't have the cards to make Infantry good, but I don't need to take another top-end card, so I guess we'll take the 2-drop and see if I can get some more instants and sorceries to make this worth it. Because, I mean, how many do I need to make this playable? Like 6, 7? Oh, there finally. That's the card I was talking about. Heroic Charge. Yeah, 4 mana instant. Gives your creatures +2/+1. And then the kicker, which is usually not relevant. Give them trample. Good pickup. Definitely needed at least one of those. Especially since we have like the double Cavalier to make 2 creatures on turn 3. Right now, it is very much looking like Czar is not making the deck. There is another Shalai's Acolyte. So, good land to pick up if we wanted to, or I just take the Argivian Phalanx. So it's a 6 mana 4/4 Vigilance, costs 1 less for each creature you control. I think that's got to be the choice. We're going to be casting this on like turn 4. I think that's a little bit too strong. Another random 2/1 flyer is welcome. Fine by me. What do we need? 2 more playables? I wouldn't mind getting like 2 more decent instants or sorcery combat tricks. Okay. This is not bad. 3 mana 3/2 that you can pay 5 to pump the team. So maybe not stat-wise very exciting, but something to do with excess mana later on. And another Keldon Strike team. Okay, that's good. Could also take Stall for time. This would just be 3 mana, tap 2 creatures, draw a card. Probably not the best. Yeah, we'll just take this. 17 creatures, great amount for heroic. There is a Geothermal Bog. Oh, wow. Jeez. This Strength of the Coalition is so insane as a trick. I didn't note it the first time we saw it, but yeah, 1 mana, target creature gets +2/+2, and then the kicker, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control is absolutely disgusting. I wouldn't be surprised if we were supposed to be some kind of Naya deck, or perhaps just green-white straight up, but obviously that ship has sailed. In fact, I don't know why I stayed in red. Just because I took this? Who knows? Bunch of garbage. So I guess we want 8 plains and 7 mountains. And call it good. Yeah, feels like green-white would have been much better. Oh well. I don't think this deck is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3-drops. Realistically, as long as we can go like late Acolyte, 2-drop into 3-drop every game, we'll probably be fine. Surprised we only got 1 Hammerhand. I don't know if we saw more, but I don't recall passing too many of them, so. Alright, 8-7. And we will ship it like this. We'll go to round 1 here of this Dominaria United draft with our red-white aggro. Go, go. And here we are for round 1 of this Dominaria United drafty. On the draw, our hand looks really freaking good. Best 2-drop into 3-drop, removal, mass pump. Don't think we can ask for much more. Although we don't want to draw too many more lands after this point. Valiant Veteran, 2/2. Other soldiers you control get +1/+1. Exile it from your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on each soldier you control. Okay, that's fine. So, basically a 2-mana 2/2 with some random... I mean, I don't know how many soldiers are in the format. Let's see, this thing's a knight. This is a knight. That thing's a knight. This one has menace. I can't gain life. This one is... The first strike one is just so much better. Let's put it that way. Play our Scryland. Definitely bottoming a land. I think I like getting aggro here. We have 2 creatures into mass pump, so... Seems like we can go the route of the attacking player here. What do they do? Chromatic or charismatic soldier. Charismatic vanguard, which is a soldier, I see. And then they are not going to attack. Okay, let's play land. And I think here we just attack with our first striker. I don't think we want to offer the trade of the Cavalier for any of those. Yeah. No, just with the first striker I think makes sense. Not sure if they don't realize I have first strike here. A lot of people miss this. Okay. We will take the free food. So that has happened at least 5 times to me, where I attack with the knight or I block with the knight, and the person doesn't realize that it either has first strike or that I can pump it or something. Very, very awkward. But hey, we'll take it. Let's go ahead and attack in for 2 or more again. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pump once for 3, and then play out another Cavalier. I think next turn we set up for the heroic charge turn. It's always fun to see, well, maybe not fun, but it's always interesting to see how many plays are made assuming a card instead of actually reading the card fully, you know? Because, especially, I mean, I know I have this habit of kind of glancing at a card, oh yeah, assuming what it does because previous experience or whatever. Tainted Apparition, that's fine. Yeah, they have nothing but 2/2s here, so that's a pretty spicy draw as well. But yeah, we're gonna play our land and smack out. And I mean, this really is writing on the wall here. Pretty obvious on what I have. Assuming the opponent has played this format to any extent, I mean, they might not know to play around this card, or I guess in this scenario they probably can't even afford to. All right, let's see. If they make these blocks, we're going to go ahead and kick. And that's going to be quite the beating. So we only lose our 1/1s. They lose all of their creatures, and they took a buttload of damage. Even the 1/1 tokens, they turned into 3/2s and trampled over for 1 point each. They did get infinite scry there, I guess. All the cards on the bottom. There is a Wrath in the format. It is black, black, and 2. All creatures get like -X, whereas the number of basic land type. I mean, it's not a true Wrath, but if they had it, they would survive for a turn, and then I guess we would just kill them with this. The heck is this thing? 3/4 flying for 4. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less. That card's very good. I don't think there's anything they can have for 1 black here. Okay, well that was a very, very convincing game 1 for us. They are on white-black. We might actually want to bring this in on the draw. Like maybe cut the hammer hand. I can probably try to be more aggressive than they are, though. Doesn't look like the Destroy Evil was all that good, maybe. It killed their angel, I guess. And they're white. You know, it's probably worth it to keep it for enchantment removal, too. I guess I'm fine to just run it back. Probably don't need... I mean, not that I have much of a sideboard, but we probably don't need to bring in the blasts. Okay, how's this hand look? Yeah, this one looks pretty good as well. Once again, on the draw, a couple of 2-drops, combat trick, and then we have the Tori. So 3/3 Vigilance Trample. Whenever it attacks, all other attacking creatures you control. Other red attacking creatures you control gain trample. Okay. Turn 1 drawbridge. Ooh. I guess I'll go ahead and scry here. Look for a plains. That'll do. Although we're probably leading with the Firebrand. Remember, this isn't in my deck as fixing for a 2-color deck. This is in my deck because we do have random green kicker and whatnot. Ah, that's good. That's very good here. They sack their wall. I have to sack my 3/1. They get a scry. Actually, what we want to draw is one of our 2/2s that make a 1/1 token. It just immediately bricks what they're doing over there. Although I suppose the Knight of Dawn's Light also does that if they don't have anything. Nice little 2/2 first strike. Okay, well, I'm not going to give them any credit. Let's block the 3/1 with our 2/2 first strike. And they did have one of the indestructible effects. Nice, okay. We'll play out our Tori. They had Extinguish the Light, all right. Well, just a bunch of removal here is kind of getting me. Go back up to 12. Play out our infantry. Cavalier can trade with the Sleeper if it attacks. Last card in their hand, Sengir Connoisseur. Very nice. So it's going to turn into a 4/4 here. And they get to scry 1. So hopefully they don't draw anything next turn. I guess I should have checked if they scried to the top. They didn't. So if they drew a brick, then I get to block and then give first strike and scry 1. Okay. Well, if they don't have anything, this is a complete blowout. Did we just 2-for-1 them with Furious Bellow? Man, they changed Magic Online. It's like the text is even smaller, kind of harder to read almost. Okay, hey, that looks like it worked. And last card is just a 1/1 flying Death Touch. I accept. Playing this pre-combat to pump our Protector. I don't really mind if we trade here. It's going to get us at some point eventually anyways. Yep, that's fine. They give it Death Touch. So they're on the complete top deck, though. They're at 22, so they have a little bit of time. Oh, well, I keep top decking. Okay. Instead of hitting him for 6, we're going to hit him for 11 now. Well, all of a sudden, they're dead on board. Okay, nice. Well, maybe red-white aggro is the real deal in this format. I think red-blue aggro, based on the spell deck, is also very good, but that was a pretty convincing showing. So 1-0. Let's go, go, go. Okay, on to round number 2 here of our Dominaria United. Oh, I don't think I can mulligan this hand, but obviously if we draw a few more lands, this is going to be highly problematic. So come on, spells. Give me spells. And with that draw, we might be dead. No joke. -2, -2. Please no. I said no. Okay. Let's just get the flyer online. We can sandbag. We probably need to get the value of making 1/1s with this since we have so few spells in our hand. So they have the Weather Seed Treaty. Nice one. So it searches for a land, it makes a token, and then domain, it gives a creature big buff. We're fighting against the domain deck, so. Oh. That's so brutal. I mean, I only get in for 3 extra damage that turn. I think, again, I need to keep the strike team here to get the 1/1s for our mass pump effect, but jeez, yeah. Love this card. 2 mana 2/2 that you can pay 2 to basically draw a card. Well, even better, anticipate even. Look at 3, take the best one. That's a big pump effect, I guess. Not great. All right, so they get a +4/+4 pump here. I mean, they have 6 cards in their hand. There are so many good 2-for-1s. Or 3-for-1s even. Archangel of Wrath. What an absurd card. 4 mana 3/4 flying lifelink baseline. And then if it was kicked for black, it deals 2 damage to any target. If it was kicked for red, it deals 2 damage to any target. And then, of course, we drew another land. All right, well, I won't quite concede yet. Maybe we can get some more information, but this is very unfortunate. They're going to go back up to 21 here. Yeah, way too many 2-for-1s. Holy crap. 2-for-1, 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 2-for-1. This makes a creature a land until end of turn. Nice. Alright, well, I'm good to scoop there. A little bit premature. I mean, I guess I can play the Sky Knight and block and trade, but that we just drew way too many lands there. So, what do we do about this? Might need to bring the Trampler in. Although, realistically, we just need to not draw as many lands. I kept a 5-lander on the play And we just drew too many lands after that, so if we can just curve out on them, I think we might have a good chance, because they're going to be a slower deck. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. So the dream is that we draw any of our 2-drop creatures. But even if we don't, at least we have some okay cards and some ways to push in. Come on, 2-drop. 2-drop. 4-drop. Not what we were hoping to see. Yeah, okay. We'll play out the Cavalier into a potential Essence Scatter. Okay, they're just playing the Treaty again. So I'm probably just going to slam out the Keldon Strike team and smash in for 6. Or we drew the Flyer. Okay, never mind. Remember, you can only enlist creatures that don't have Summoning Sickness. So I couldn't tap the Flyer there to add the power to the Cavalier. Remember, they had a double white card in their deck last game. So it looks like they're pretty far away from that, although there's their Prodigy again. Same curve, just no white. Yeah, just another black source. Don't tell me you have Cut Down. Wow. That is unfortunate. What to do here? I think what I'm going to do is just attack. And they're going to block and trade, and that's fine by me. Because they're going to be tempted to attack with this token since it's getting a big buff. Another Rager, yeah. There's a white source. Knight, that's good. I hope they don't have another -2/-2 effect here, but we can give it +1/+1 in response if they do. Nope, that doesn't work. I have the pump. So now we can Hammer Hand, make the 2/2 unable to block, and then smash in with all of our non-3/1 creatures. This isn't going terribly. I'm not going to say it's going great. I mean, we have a way to kill one big creature. Okay, they have the Blast. Gosh, another Vine Shaper. Yeah, that card is so good. So I'm just going to go Vanguard pass next turn, and then we can start threatening the Uber Pump. But they've drawn just way too many good of their... way too many good cheap removal spells. The funny thing is, I can't beat a 2/2 right now. How sad is that? And another Tribute. Well, that's a good look at the Domain deck. I mean, realistically, they're what? Green, black as a baseline. Splashing a bunch of good removal. Oh, there's another Plains, probably, right? Yep. I mean, if they have the Angel, we can just never beat it anyways. In fact, what I probably should do is attack with the strike team to trade it off before they can kill it with the Angel. And if they don't block, it's like 99% they have it. Another card that they could have that would instantly ruin our day is, I think it's called Urborg Possession, or Urborg Repossession. It's black, return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, gain 2 life, and then kicker of green and 1, return another permanent. Oh, this is Angel. You can tell by the way they're tapping double white. Yep, good beats. So they're going to gain 4 here, because this has lifelink, and it's dealing 2 damage. I do get to kill it with my Fire Nado, but then they have board presence and I have nothing, so what can you do? Yeah, and back to flooding. That's too bad. Holy smokies. Man, more lands than spells now. Not exactly what you want in your Boros aggro deck, to draw more lands than spells. And before anybody says that they have more lands than you, Kenji, remember they tutored for 2 of them in addition to getting extra value, so. Good old black-green splashing double white. So the final mode gave their creature +5/+5. We take a hefty 8. And they have the Tolarian Terror. Nice, yeah. So don't get me wrong. I don't think this was going to be a good matchup for us by any means. But we did draw very poorly in both of our games. I don't think we were going to win this match, even if we did draw very well, given how good it looks like our opponent's deck was versus us. But, yeah, we certainly needed to not flood out in game 1. And then, I mean, well, game 1, I kept a 5-lander. Then I drew more lands. Game 2, we kind of just flooded out. So, GG's, good beats. Deck crushed us. Okay, here we are for the 3rd and final round of this Dominaria United draft. We have lost the die roll, and we have a hand like this. I think we keep this on the draw. On the play, I would mulligan. On the draw, I think you keep it and hope to draw exactly what we drew. But I figured we have a 2-mana removal spell for their first play, and any 1 land would have unlocked at least 1 creature for us, so while not a great hand, I think it was worth keeping. I'm actually going to strike that main phase. There's just too many ways to blow me out. It's 4 mana to pump it, but I don't want to take the risk. Okay, well this is a game where I'm pretty happy that we've drawn a lot of land, because I kept a sketchy... or maybe not a sketchy, but a land light hand. And the top of my library has bailed me out as the opponent plays a 3/3 for 3. Let's just smack in here. And we're going to go with the flyer beatdown plan. If they're not careful, our Keldon strike team can pump up the Griffin Protector by 3 next turn. Ooh, they have the Tsar Ojanin. Okay. Oh, wow. That's funny. 5 draw steps, 5 land. Pretty brutal. We wanted to draw the first couple. I can't say we wanted to draw the next 10. So, this doesn't do anything unless they draw another land for domain. Right now they only have 2 towards domain. And they're still attacking into my 3/4. Alright, I'm a race. Strength of the Coalition. Sure, hit me for 1,000,000. Holy, we've actually drawn 6 lands in a row. That's incredible. We also have lethal if they don't have anything, though. Nice. We kept a 2-lander with 5 spells. We drew 6 spells in a row. Or sorry, 6 lands in a row. And we won that game. That... Oh man, my land draws have been crazy. Glad we still won that one. All right, they are big green white. So Blast is not good enough because this is only going to ever do to a maximum of 3 in our deck. So yeah, nothing. I mean, we could bring in the Active Treason card. But I think I like just running it back. Go to game 2. Okay, on to game 2 of the final round. This hand is alright. Not great, but keepable. Hey, there's a 3-drop to curve. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 4-drop. That is my plan. Ooh, do we want to do this 2-drop instead? I think the answer is yes. So this is one of those crazy uncommons in the format. 2 mana, 3/2 trample, and then if you kick it, it turns into a 4/3 hasty trampler for the turn. Pretty good. I think I like racing. That's what our deck does. They have the 3/3 again. They do. Okay. Power less than, so they can technically block this. And I'm okay with that. I might block Cavalier to Iconoclast, but this format definitely favors the attacker. Alright, so they didn't use a trick. We did trade. We still took 2 trample that way, though. Oh, if they just kill my creature and pass, I was going to say that would have been very good. So we're going to go defensive here. We'll play out a 3/4, and if they don't have anything, they can't attack into it. That doesn't do it. Good, okay. Griffin Protector here. That stops their Cavalier. We really need them to not draw that Strength of Unity or whatever that name is, the card I have in my sideboard. We saw it from them last game. Strength of the Coalition, that's it. Queen, Alanal, plus Spider. So they're Hellbent. That's good. Knight. Alright, let's do a little racing. Attack for 4 here. Both players have had really solid draws of just 5 land and all spells. If they attack with that, I can double block with my 3/4 and 2/2. So it's a little bit awkward for them to do so. I'll block it. They probably want to get my 3/4 off the battlefield just so their other creatures can start attacking. So how do we play this? Remember, this has reach and can block as a 3/3. But I guess we're just going to poop out. Uber pump our Griffin Protector. And we do get to attack with the strike team as well if we want. I don't love that this can just trade with their 1/3, but if their 1/3 goes away, then my Griffin attacks no fear for the rest of the game. Otherwise, I would have to continuously play a creature. Yeah, we're looking really good. What was that? Bite down on my knight. That was good. 3, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 5, 6. All right, we go for the kill. They only have 1 card in their hand. Pump. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh! Oh, no, no. I thought this was +4. Oh, my gosh. I thought that was +4. Well, I just punted. I missed lethal. I need to attack with all and go for it. They don't have lethal on me, but that was really awkward. Whoopsies. Yikes. Okay. Playing a little bit too quickly for my own good. Alright, let's not miss lethal this time. There's no fog effect. One removal doesn't do it. Phew! Okay. Alright, played a little bit too fast and loose there, but we did manage to pull off a 2-1. That was a nice little aggro matchup there. Round 1, we smashed them. Round 2, we got smashed. Round 3, we smashed them. So it was like beat the other aggro decks and then lose to the 5-color control deck. So yeah, nice little intro to the format. This is Dominaria United. From here on out, I will probably be drafting the domain deck just because, again, that's my preferred method. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I have already done a bunch of domain decks and defender decks. So I wanted to try out one of the aggro decks. And hey, that was pretty clean, even though I missed lethal that one turn. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to check out all of my other content here on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel. And if you're looking to order some Dominaria United or whatever, you can always go to cardkingdom.com/Numot. That's my affiliate link. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back next week. Peace out.